Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob. My name is Bob Babbitt, and we are here at the Challenge Championship and the Collins Cup, brought to you by Master Spas, Hyperice, Form Smart Swim Goggles, UCAN, HOKA, One, Clash USA, and our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, Mr. Sam Appleton. He was 6th at Challenge Daytona back in December, just second at Ironman 70.3 Boulder. How you doing, Sam?
Pretty good, thanks, Bob. Great to be here and great to be on the show again.
I love having you on. I just love your personality. And if somebody is not going to be intimidated by racing Jan Frodeno, it's Sam Appleton. I bet you're going, I get Sam Long, who just beat me at Boulder, and I get Jan Frodeno at the same time. That's pretty sweet. Daily double.
Yeah, absolutely. I think PTO put out a Twitter or Instagram post the other day saying who wants to race the GOAT, and it was a picture of Jan, and I commented thinking nobody would see it, and it got some traction. And I think,
what was your comment?
Oh, I just said "Gimme Jan" with a little emoji or something, and obviously it got some eyes onto it, and here I am racing Jan. So really excited to race both Jan and Sam. Great, phenomenal athletes, and I think it's going to be a great matchup.
And that'll be the first men's race.
Yep, first men's race, so it's match 7 after the 6 women's race, and then into the men's, and we're the first ones off.
Very cool. So take me back a little bit. You got into the sport when?
Oh, I can't even really remember now. It's been so long. I think more of my life has been
in the sport.
Yeah, in the sport of triathlon than without. And I started out as a competitive swimmer growing up. I was always kind of in the pool and in the ocean, in the surf and things like that, and did competitive swimming and some school cross country and athletics, and then kind of just fell into triathlon really in my early teenage years, and then never really thought it would take me to where I am. It's just, one door opens, you follow it, you follow the paths, and here I am now.
I think I remember, didn't you DNF in your first race?
I did, actually, that's a funny story. I think I led out of the swim in the old age group we were, and it was a 14-kilometer ride, so nine miles or something, and I did one of the 2 laps, and I thought I was done, and I ran into transition, and I think my mum told me, no, you got another lap. And I'm like, there's no way I can do another lap. So
I'm out.
But obviously, that competitive edge in me came out, and I entered another one not too long after. And
there you go. So, and you also, the last number of years at the World's Championships, you've always been top 10, right?
Yep, I've had, I think, 4.
I know you were
4 top 10s.
Yeah, were you 8th in Nice?
I was 8th in Nice, 2019.
Let's see, yeah.
And then, unfortunately, I think I'm going the wrong way. I was 5th in 2015. No, 5th in 2016. Then I went 4th, and then I went 6th, and then 8th. So unfortunately, that trajectory is
going the wrong way.
Is going the wrong way. But I think it's a credit to the sport. It's just getting so
better
deep,
and better.
and I'm improving every year, and that's all I can do. It's just the depth of the sport now is increasing. Everyone is. No one's leaving stones unturned, and everyone swims great, everyone rides great, everyone runs great. Perhaps 5-10 years ago, you could get away with one discipline being a little weaker, but now it's, to be the best, you have to be the most complete athlete. So
Joe Skipper was saying earlier, he says it used to be you got into the wind tunnel and you got an edge on people. Mm-hmm. Now you do it just to stay close.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
You're not. There's no secrets that anybody has anymore.
Yeah, I think I was pretty early in the kind of equipment, tire pressure, and all those really marginal gains. I was kind of doing that out in 2015, and still ages after someone like Sebi Kinley. He was doing it from his from when he was really young.
Yes.
But now everyone is making smart equipment choices. Right. So you have to really have your finger on the pulse in everything, equipment, positioning, aero gains and all that kind of stuff. It's not just about who can train the hardest. You also have to be smart in your other choices outside of actually just pushing the pedals and running hard as well.
Well, and obviously the big changes besides everything's on the bike, right? All the time gains have been, obviously there's gains with the new running shoes as well, but the gains on the bike have been substantial.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything on my bike is perfectly curated, because it needs to be. You can't have you can't have poor equipment choices.
No.
Everything needs to be dialed in for race day.
So you have a professional who helps you set that up, because then the hard part is then you got everything all wired, and then you travel and take it all apart and put it in a bag.
I've got a mechanic that I really trust at home back in Boulder, but all the kind of equipment choices, I'm quite a big
geek guy.
Nerd in that respect. I love, my fetish is tires. I spend hours on tires, testing tires, and
there's a big difference.
Yeah, I think between training and racing tires for sure, and there is some gains to be made, but I think I just love the whole process and just geeking out. I think I'm a bit of a tech nerd, and I just love all the new gear and testing things out.
Do you age your tires and that type of stuff like some of the guys used to do?
Yeah, I mean, there is some data out there that actually some older tires actually are faster than brand new tires. I mean, but then you're running the risk of using an older tire that perhaps could be perishable and things like that. So,
oh my God, you are into the details.
Oh yeah, I love it. So
that is cool. So before the whole world shut down in 2019, you had a phenomenal year, right? You win Waco, you're 8th in the world, 2nd at 70.3 Coeur d'Alene, 1st in Santa Rosa, 4th at Bustleton at Ironman. So that's hard when you've had a great year and then the world shuts down. Yeah,
absolutely. 2019 was good. I also got married in 2019.
That's even better year.
Yeah, have to shout out that one. But yeah, I mean, it was difficult. I think it turned the world upside down for everyone, not just professional sports.
Right.
So it's definitely not just us that felt the effects. But yeah, I think what the PTO are doing and the Collins Cup, and they put on Daytona at the end of last year, which was a phenomenal race,
$1.15 million.
Yeah, exactly. And that race alone was, enough to kind of get the athletes through the year and things like that. So, it was difficult at the time, but I mean, what's the right answer? It's everyone was going through it, so
right. People are dying.
Exactly,
it's a horrific pandemic around the world. It's hard to. I can't train.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an issue. But at the same time, when you're looking at your future and you're a professional athlete, it's like, okay, well, how am I going to get through this? And that's where I certainly didn't expect the PTO to step in and say, hey, there were no races, but we're going to pay you based on what you did last year. That was beyond the call of duty.
Yeah, absolutely. It was incredibly generous by the PTO, and I think it just shows their actual, their commitment to the professional athletes and us as an asset to triathlon, I think, and that's something that's really important. And the PTO have been great. It's kept a lot of athletes afloat through the pandemic,
right.
And now with Daytona and obviously this race, it's kind of, we've had these big marquee races kind of in our calendars that we've been able to work towards and strive towards in our training.
So with this matchup, obviously, Sam is probably the weakest swimmer, I'm guessing, of the three. Can you stay with Jan in the swim?
I think so.
There you go. I thought so too.
Yeah, I think so.
And it makes sense for the two of you to sort of go hard to keep Sam in the rearview mirror, so that the more time you two can put on him, even if one of you gets second, you're still getting some points. I think you're getting some points based on how much time you have in front of Sam.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Jan and I both know each other's strengths.
Yes.
And I think that's the kind of interesting dynamic. There could be some alliances between the teams.
Absolutely.
Why
not?
I mean? Like, I'm team internationals, but it's in both Jan and I's interest to swim and bike hard and maybe share the work and maybe close the door on Sam, who's a phenomenal athlete, of course, and he just towed me up at Boulder 70.3, but
yes,
he is a little bit weaker on the swim, and if we can kind of exploit that weakness and use that to our benefit, then and I think I'm super excited about that. I think this unique format of 1v1v1 is so sweet. It's awesome, and nothing has ever been run like this before.
Ever. So is there another matchup besides your own that you're looking forward to? Because you guys are going off sort of in the middle out of the 12 races. You guys are going off 7th, so you'll be able to see some of the women's race.
Yeah, one of the women's one, I think is really exciting. It's going to be the Daniela Riff, Teresa Adam, and Taylor Knibb.
Yes.
That's going to be super exciting. I saw Taylor race Boulder 70.3 on a road bike, and she smashed it. She outrode all the girls bar one, I think, just on a road bike. So she's an incredible talent, and you've seen her on the ITU circuit smashing it up as well. Yeah. And then I think the Lucy Charles, Paula Finlay, Katie Zafiris as well is really interesting.
Yes. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I was saying in the matchup yesterday, I whispered to Braden Curry, I was like, man, I want to watch some of these races. I want to, I'm going to be in it, but I'm going to be flicking back and watching these after the broadcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam, thanks so much for taking time and squeezing us in. Always a pleasure to catch up with you.
Thanks, Bob. Great to be here, and thanks for all the interviews. I love it.
I love it. Sam Appleton has been a guest. Everybody, again, Breakfast with Bob, Challenge Championship, and Collins Cup. We'll be right back.